This is Jim Williams with the Hurricane City Tropical Update for July 23rd, 9 a.m. Here's the latest on Tropical Storm Bonnie approaching South Florida this morning. It's currently, according to the HurTrack program here, 68 nautical miles south-southeast of Miami and about 70 nautical miles east of Marathon, heading generally west-northwest. And it looks like the bulk of the bad weather is going to be in Miami and Fort Lauderdale this afternoon. And then it's going to clear out very quickly because this is moving very, very fast. But it's a very unfavorable environment for this right now to develop. Now, the long-range future track of this system, let's go ahead and run it. And you can see the system heads continuing west-northwest towards Louisiana. And the system remains rather weak as it approaches Louisiana on Sunday morning as a 45-mile-an-hour tropical storm, not much more than what it is right now. It's going to be dealing with wind shear, but there it is coming in. There we go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. It'll be onshore Sunday morning, rather, and this system will be a non-story for the most part. It'll kick up some winds and seas in the Gulf of Mexico. That's why they've halted the operations on the oil spill, but the system should move very quickly and then clear out thereafter. Here's the radar from South Florida, and you can see that the heavy bands continue approaching the coast of South Florida. There's a marine warning out until 9:15 a.m., so there might be some gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour. I'll show you the recon fixes in just a second. But mainly Miami, Fort Lauderdale is going to get the bulk of this. Our current feature at Hurricane City is Miami. You can get all the live webcams and news and radio and information from Miami as this moves through. But again, this is moving very quickly, and things should be clearing out this afternoon. Here are the last recon fixes we have right off Miami here, and we're showing winds out of the east at 30, 35 miles an hour. There's only one gust here over 40 that I could find right offshore. And then if we go back and look at only the vortex messages, you can see that our system is definitely moving northwest. The white dots indicate the motion of the center of the circulation, and there it is. Pretty much if you extrapolate, you can see it's going through South Florida. Maybe a little bit north of what the original projections were. They had it going more like this yesterday, so it shifted a little bit to the north. But this is pretty normal when systems come close into land. They always take a little bit of a deviation on their course. But overall, a non-story. This is going to be 2 to 6 inches of rain for South Florida, and a very quick mover and get out of the way very quickly here. And here are our models showing the future of the system very quickly into the Gulf of Mexico. Most models take it into Louisiana and keep it very weak. The GFDL keeps it weak. All these models keep it very weak. The Canadian model, a little bit stronger, but heads towards Texas. That's not entirely out of the question, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then the BAM-Me and BAM model and the LBAR and No Gaps take it into Mississippi here. So any of these are a strong possibility, but everybody just needs to keep an eye on this. Just get some loose objects indoors. This is not a big deal. You don't need to shutter or get ready or anything like that. It's going to kick up some winds and seas, and that's about it. Alright, here's the floater on our system moving into South Florida. You can see it's weak and stretched out, and that's because of the upper level low in the Gulf of Mexico. But the system is pretty weak, and this is a non-factor. A little bit of rain, and like I said, that's going to be about it for this system. Here's some webcams that we're monitoring on the live feed at hurricanecity.tv, radio from Florida Keys. Here's Derek Sibley's webcam in Hollywood, Florida. And that is going to be live all day long. Notice the trees are barely moving. The rain bands haven't quite moved in. This is again in Hollywood, which is just north of the Dade-Broward line. And then, of course, my dashboard cam will be operating shortly. And then we have the Hurricane City cam right here that is going to be streaming all day today as well with radar. So check out all these cams on hurricanecity.tv as the system moves through. And again, this is going to be a very quick deal. So by this afternoon, it's going to be bright and sunny down here. But there's our cam right above me here in Delray Beach on the tower cam, and there's some wet roads out there, but pretty calm conditions at the moment. All right, what's the future? Let's take a look at the water vapor loop and see what else is going on out in the Atlantic. And as you can see, out in the Atlantic, we have the upper level low in the Gulf of Mexico, and this is really what's disrupted Bonnie's development the whole time. And the flow is like this. And that's stretching Bonnie out and not allowing it to build up into the atmosphere and become a stronger system. Now we have another area of disturbed weather here near Puerto Rico, and a couple models want to indicate this might develop and try to go into the Gulf of Mexico, so we'll be watching that over the coming days. But elsewhere, things are quiet. The intertropical convergence zone is pretty far south. This system's moved inland now in Mexico. It's not going to develop, so Bonnie is the only thing to watch right now, along with this area near Puerto Rico. Well, that's it for now. We'll be back with another update tomorrow on the situation in the tropics. Again, if you live in Louisiana, Mississippi, just pay attention, but no need to panic. This is not a big deal. In fact, it may weaken and not even survive the track over towards Louisiana. Thank you again for visiting Hurricane City.